missing my connection to the spiritual. It seems a lot harder to pick up on the connection now that I'm in a less manic state. Although if I try, I can actually pick up on the connection. So it's really hard. I feel kind of like a junkie for the connection because it's just such an incredible experience to me. Unfortunately, there's not much litter to check. A lot of times the litter of this psychological landscape would reinforce a connection because everything I picked up corresponded to what I was thinking in a most peculiar way. But actually, I've been working on this section of street for weeks, and there's not that much litter left. And there's not that much new litter. I think that people have been picking it up. So it might be time to move on to another neighborhood, but I don't know if I want to stimulate obsessive behaviors. I could work on that side of the street, on the east side of West 14th, but I really like the west side of West 14th because it's the side I'm on, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm at home on this part of the sidewalk, so it's hard for me to go over there, although I like going on train. That feels like home. Since I started doing my nightly news and morning news reports, nightly news in the form of like a prayer to God concept that things don't go bad for people and the planet overnight, well, and so that I can get a good night's rest. And actually that seems to be working. I seem to have actually prayed myself out of this mania, although I'm really craving a connection. It's really interesting to go into a restaurant and have everything like synchronized, the whole pattern of like people talking corresponding to your every thought, and you know that you're them and they are you, and it's like this wonderful ballet. So it's a miracle that's really hard to give up. So pretty much since I started doing my nighttime prayer and hope for better news, my waking up in the middle of the night has stopped, and I've been able to sleep. It's been really interesting. So I'm hoping that this is enough to combat future episodes of uncontrollable mania, that I can use cognitive therapy and like externalizing hope to get through the nights and to be effective at work. Gotta remember to use a credit union. It's important to contribute money to the local economy. This is the remains of a bird's nest. It fell out of the tree probably a little over a week ago, and it's interesting to see how long this has actually taken to fall apart. It seems to be made up of mostly grasses, mud. I wonder if they carry the mud up. That would be interesting. I've never actually seen birds carrying mud. I'm kind of loath to drink out of plastic. I'm thinking that this might have a useful second life as like a smoothie container. So maybe I'll remember to pick it up on my way back. Love this advertisement. I'm hoping that people don't junk their cars, but if they do, I'm hoping that they get maximum utility out of the cars. And I'm hoping that when people buy new cars, they buy hybrids or very, very fuel-efficient cars. One of the reasons that local poets are so much more important to me than poets I don't know and poets who are famous is because, like, you can learn more about the landscape that produced those poets. This piece of twine has a history. I came to know it down there in the middle of the bridge, and I was hoping that someone would do something with it, and they did. and I found this today, so in an act of solidarity, I'm going to hope that more people contribute to this twine and wire work on the bridge. I love living in a neighborhood of artists and shamans, and I'm hoping that I meet Shaman Joan very soon for breakfast, because we were supposed to go out. I think this must be a new nest, although, yeah, it looks like a nest. It was not here yesterday, but this nest does not seem as well formed as the nest that I found down the street. So, seeing is believing. I was very, very worried about the birds, and I'm hoping to be more hopeful about the birds. I think that the birds and the bees are symbols of fertility, and they're symbols of fertility for the planet. And I'm wondering if there is a possibility for us to create fresh sources of water for them and fresh sources of nutritious food, so that they can thrive more. I don't know, I'm just hoping that we can do more things to facilitate nature and help it along and help it recover. I believe that my last major manic insight occurred after I had the epiphany about creating like little troughs of water or birdseed or something, little troughs of fresh running water for the birds, so that they're not poisoned by whatever they drink. Visine, Pantene. I'm not sure if it's ethical to manufacture once. I've stopped pretty much shampooing my hair, and I buzz it down now so I don't need chemicals. But I could imagine that this might be a very desirable thing for someone who doesn't have much money to have. So I think I'm going to put it at the bus stop and hope that that's appropriate. I don't know. Well, this reusable item, Red Devil pepper sauce, might indicate to me that perhaps material things are not so good. However, I might also just take it as a sign of humor from God concept. So, maybe I'll put this next to the conditioner. It's interesting, whenever I go outside or speak, it's like I can tap into the holy. So the mania is a large part due to expression and suppressed expression and then expressed expression, and the nature part turns it holy and good, whereas if I were just suffering on my couch, it might not be as holy, I think. I had a dream last night. I was eating acorns and they were pretty good.